So did y'all hear about the man who dug up his sister and took her to the bank? Yeah, I know that sounds crazy, but it actually happened, right? The other day, matter of fact. I think it was Monday. So anyway, he goes to the bank. His sister had money in the bank. Now, his sister passed away about 2, 3 months ago. And before she passed, she left about 19,000 rupees, which is equivalent to $200 to $250 in the bank. She actually got that money from selling her cattle. Now he goes to the bank to withdraw this money, but the bank is like, look, we need the person who owns this bank account to come in and verify that it's okay for you to get this money. He lets them know, like, hey, my sister has passed. And they're like, hey, we need a death certificate and we also need other supporting documents. He doesn't have that. He leaves. He goes back. Same answer from the bank. He leaves. He goes back. He does this a couple of times to the point where he was like, you know what? They need proof. I'm going to give them proof. So he goes down to where his sister is buried and he digs up her remains, her skeletal remains, picks her up, puts a blanket around her, and proceeds to walk 3 kilometers to the bank. As he's walking to the bank, you can see the corpse legs, like from the knees down to the toes. You know, no meat on it. It's a skeletal, right? But you can see it just flapping in the wind and bouncing as he's walking to the bank. When he gets to the bank, he sits his, I don't even want to say sit. He lays his sister down on the ground and then he sits on the pavement beside her in front of the bank and sits there for hours. The law official shows up and what do? Do they arrest him? No, they do not. They stand there with him patiently until he leaves. Now, when he did leave, the police said they would help him get his paperwork right, which they did. And when they did that, he was able to obtain that money. Not only did they help him get that money, when the paperwork was filed properly, the bank immediately issued him that money. They issued that check like, man, get the F on. They don't want no parts of that. So he got his money. Law officials also reburied his sister. And in the end, he got what he wanted. He took drastic steps to get what he wanted. Now, would that have worked over here in this country? I don't think so. What kind of consequences do you think you'll have if you do the same actions that he just did? Number one, you got to deal with the family. The family ain't going for that. You finna go do what? You did what? Well, you about to go down there with her. The family ain't going for that. Then you got to deal with the public. You got to deal with the scrutiny. You're dealing with social media and people's thoughts, right? And then you got to deal with the law. That's charges, that's psych evaluation, and possibly you're going to the house of bars. Again, that's charges, psych evaluation, and possibly house behind bars. When you think about it, is it illegal to dig someone up and take them out of their grave? Now, this man who goes by the name of G2 Munda, he's actually a tribal man. So maybe, you know, maybe they're a little different when it comes to that kind of stuff. Maybe she was buried in the backyard. Maybe, he was able to do that because it wasn't like at a public burial ground. I don't know. I just thought that was sick. I thought it was mental. I thought it was a problem. But it also raised awareness to me is access doesn't mean guarantee. The bank has your money. It ain't guaranteed they're going to get it back. It's not guaranteed the bank going to give you your money. So that raises the question. Do some of y'all keep some cash or do you just let the bank have it all? Is it wise to keep cash or just let the bank have it all? And then what I think about it too is like, it was said that he was illiterate, right? And he didn't understand the system. And obviously the system didn't understand him when he said he wanted his money. Who in their right mind would do that? Now he could have went and did some more stuff criminally, but he chose to go dig up his sister. Was his sister the ops? Who does that? Who does that? I could never. You could never. We could never. But he could. I would say only in India, but man, it's mental people everywhere. Yeah, man, the man dug up his sister, man, for that cheddar, moolah bread. He did that.